Welcome back. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about Adobe Bridge. Adobe Bridge is what we use to organize and file our files. So it's how we keep track of everything and keep it organized. Adobe came out with it not too long ago because they saw a need for artists to manage all the different file formats. We know that PSDs, Photoshop documents, are good for Photoshop, and AI are good for Adobe Illustrator. Uh, so what Bridge does is it acts as a bridge between all these programs that Adobe's come out with, and allows you to manage your files, and the program instinctively goes to the right application when you open a certain file. Okay, so I have my pictures here, and the default is usually essentials like this. This is what your Adobe Bridge will look like when you first open it up. It's the default. Okay, so I like to work in film strip because I'm a photographer, so film strip makes the most sense to me. That way when I click on a picture, it pops up big in the window there. If you look up here in Windows, in the default, metadata wouldn't be there, but I like to have metadata, and I'll show you why. Here, if I click on my picture, it shows me I shot this at an aperture of 4 and a shutter speed of 1/60th of an ISO of 100, and my white balance was the sun. And as I skip through here, you may see some will change. There we go. There's one that shot at 2.8 at 1/250th of a second. Okay, so I can really tell a little bit about my picture from my metadata. It also will say that my exposure mode was manual. My focal length was 55. It was actually probably 50, but that's right. Or this might have been a stupid lens and not a smart lens, and so the camera can't talk to it. We'll talk about that at some point. Vintage lenses are still good. They just aren't as smart as the new lenses. Okay, but it tells me a bunch of information. That's the point. Okay. Over here on the left, I have some filters. I can filter out the JPEGs by clicking that, or filter out the camera raw by clicking that. Camera raw are the images that are the largest. Okay, as you can see, it's 25 megabytes large, this image. That's what we typically want to work with when we're going to Photoshop. And this is the size of image you should be shooting. You should always be shooting in RAW because that has the most information. And what's nice is when I click on it, it's going to open in Photoshop because, again, Bridge is intelligent, so it knows to open a RAW file. An NEF file is a Nikon RAW file. A CR2 file is a Canon RAW file. So it's going to open it in Camera Raw, and here I have all types of different functions I can do, you know, editing kind of stuff that you can play with. Okay. Anyhow, I'm going to cancel out of that. I just want to go back to Bridge. That's Camera Raw. We'll get into that later. Okay. So I have lots of ways of organizing here. So let's say that you can see here my date created. So I could just click on this and it could show me just July 13th, 2020. All right, was the date that I created these pictures. Okay, so here they are. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to edit which ones I like and which ones I don't. And what I can do is, if I really like something, I might give it a star system. So we have up through 5 stars. Okay, so I can go through here and I could say Command 1 on a Mac or Control 1 on a PC gives it a 1 star. Control 2 or Command 2 for 2 stars. I might do another 2 star, and then maybe a 3 star, and possibly another 3 star, and then a 1 star, Okay, and another 1 star. So if I come over here on the left in my filters, you can see that I have them starred. And I could just click on that 3, and it just shows me the ones that I assigned the 1 star. If I want to see the ones I assigned a 3 star on, I can just do that. Okay, or any combination of. This can be a real time saver, especially when you decide, okay, I have 80 images that I have to submit for a grade, but I have 250 images to go through. I pick out my favorite 80 with 1 star or 2 stars or a combination thereof, and then I can just do the click on one, Control A, click on all of them like that, go up to Tools, Photoshop, Image Processor again, and I can separate those out. So now it's made it easy on me to submit images to D2L. Okay, so I already showed you how to submit images to D2L, so you'll go through that again. But this is just one way of organizing your imagery. Okay, another thing that you can do, which is kind of cool, is right now they're in my demo folder, if you remember. But let's say I want to put in a new folder, and I'm going to call this for print or something like that. Okay, and you can see here it is. So if I go back to my demo folder and I go back to my 1 and 3 star, I can take those by clicking on the first, Control A to highlight them all, and I could drag them into for print. Okay, and then they're there. So this allows you to move things around and organize them quite nicely. Okay, alrighty. Let's see what else you should know about Adobe Bridge. Try to stay organized and explore. Okay, the only way you're really going to learn this is by exploring. Designers in the class will already have a pretty solid working knowledge of Adobe Bridge because they use it often with their other Adobe products. That's why Adobe came up with it. Alright, so that's the basics of Adobe Bridge and managing files. Okay, thank you.